Hey, welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch Television. I'm Perry Black, and I've got a great show for you tonight. Have you ever wondered how you can change the world? Well, we're going to share with you about therapeutic foster care. Our guest tonight is Rachel Hubbard, our Daily Operations Director, and she's going to give you all kinds of information how you can get involved in changing lives. So don't go away. When I started the ministry that's responsible for Second Chance Youth Ranch, January 1st, 1988, I put on my daytimer, on every page of my monthly daytimer, no retreat, no remorse, no regrets. I don't believe in looking backwards. I only believe in looking up and looking forward. I'm Perry Black, pastor of Family Church, founder of Second Chance Youth Ranch. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV, and on this program, our guest is Rachel Hubbard, and Rachel and Billy are Daily Operations Directors at secondchanceyouthranch.org, are also the directors of our brand new therapeutic foster care program. And we, on this show, are going to be talking about how our viewers who have some interest in foster care but need to get some answers, or how they can be involved in foster care. So Rachel, welcome to the show, and tell me a little bit about the therapeutic foster program, because we're a placement agency, and a lot of people are considering foster care. So tell us a little bit about that and the therapeutic foster care program, what kind of support we give, and those kind of things for our viewers.
I would love to. Thanks for having me today. And this is a brand new program that we're starting that we are super excited about. It's a need that we've seen for a long time now and just been waiting on the right opportunity to go for it. So therapeutic foster care is very similar to traditional foster care that most people think of, where you welcome a child into your home and you parent them and raise them until maybe they're reunified with their family or adopted or something like that.
The age range for that?
Any age, really. There's no set age limit. You know, it could be very young to teenagers. I think typically the kids that are in therapeutic foster care are around age like 10 to 17, something like that, but it could be younger.
And the unique part about therapeutic foster care that you can only have a maximum of 2 therapeutic foster children in your home.
That's right. It's very specialized, and so it also involves a lot more support than a regular foster home would. So if you were to take in a foster child in the typical way, then you get some training up front, and then that child's basically yours, and you maybe take them to therapy once every couple of weeks, and you're just kind of navigate the waters of parenting. But for these kids, these are kids that maybe need a little bit more therapeutic support, a little more help to stay stable. And so we're going to be actually providing support in the home to the families. We will oversee everything that happens. We will do much more frequent therapy, the most effective therapy that you can, and just a whole lot of hands-on, like they get to be a part of not just fostering, but a part of our community at the ranch.
Yeah, now that's a lot of information. Number one, it's kind of scary, therapeutic. That already kind of a scary thought.
Yeah.
But therapeutic foster care, they're not going to have to wing it on their own.
No, not at all.
As an agency, we will be the ones who provide the clinical assistance.
Exactly right. 24 hours a day. If something happens with this child and they say, I don't know how to handle this, then they call us and we come over and we help them handle it.
We currently have 3 clinical staff members.
We have 3 therapists,
yes,
and then 4 clinical support staff members. So a great team.
Yeah. And then you and Billy also are there to help kind of migrate through the whole process.
Exactly.
And the beginning of the process is a show like this. We're going, I've never even heard of therapeutic foster care, never considered it. How can they find out more? Did they reach out to 2CYR.org?
Yes, they can go to our website, and there will be a link that they can click on where they can pull up frequently asked questions about therapeutic foster care. There will be an application that they can fill out, that sort of thing, and so we would go from there.
And there is also some compensation like foster care, for therapeutic foster care. So
There is. It's higher than the rate for typical foster care because we want one of our parents in the home to be able to maintain kind of a flexible schedule. So we will compensate them to kind of help, with maybe if they were going to work part-time or the mom was going to stay at home or something like that. We want to provide a little bit of help.
And so that's part of our ministry at Second Chance Youth Ranch. And what we're really doing is just expanding it from being so much of a neighborhood or a town into the community.
Yes.
And so we're looking for folks predominantly in the central Arkansas area.
Right, because we want to be able to
really give the support.
To get there if they need us pretty quickly. And we're located, our office is in Bryant, so we need to be able to get to them if they need help.
Yeah, especially in any situation where the child needs some assistance or mom or dad needs some assistance.
Right.
So anything special you want to say in regard to how they can reach out to us or anything that we can do to help? Because we're really about recruiting, training, equipping, and supporting foster parents of all kinds, all foster parents.
Yes, absolutely. For therapeutic foster care, this is the most effective form of foster care is what we found. And when I talked to the director of DCFS, she said we need as many homes as possible to do therapeutic foster care. There's a huge need, and we need some families to partner with us and meet the need.
Did they happen to mention how many kids may be in need of therapeutic foster care? Did we get any of that data yet?
They didn't give me a number, but I said, how many homes do you want me to open? And she said, as many as you possibly can.
Yeah. So that kind of begs the question, how many students currently are in foster care approximately in the whole state? Not therapeutic care, but just foster care.
Now, this is just an approximate number, but I believe it's around 4,500.
Yeah, and that's going down every day.
Yeah.
But so at Second Chance Youth Ranch, we're not only providing care for up to as many as 25 to 30 children, but we're also recruiting foster parents and also as a placement agency for therapeutic foster care. So if you have interest in that, we want to ask and answer some of those very questions in our next segment. We want to tell you how much we appreciate you watching Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. The purpose of this show is to inform, inspire, and get you engaged. If you have any interest, watch for our website for information on the screen, and we'll be right back.
Hello, I am Terry Tripp, and this is Empower Minute. The Bible is the only book you can read and have the author present while you read it. That's what makes this book so awesome. As a matter of fact, it isn't a little book. Although the world is trying its best to cause it to be just another religious book, it isn't. It's a force. It's alive. It isn't a book about God, it is God. It's His nature, His thoughts, His DNA, and it's exactly what this generation needs an awakening of. And that's why I thank God for Christian television. This network is proclaiming the power of God's Word, and I believe that is worth supporting. Would you do that right now? Support them financially. Help them proclaim God's Word to this world.
Have you ever considered a Christian education for your child? Then you should check out Arkansas Christian Academy, Saline County's fully accredited premier Christian school at an affordable family rate. Students have opportunities to excel in academics, athletics, fine arts, and technology. And through our dual enrollment program, high school students can even achieve an associate's degree prior to graduation. Visit us at arkansaschristianacademy.org.
You know, one of the things I like about Second Chance Ranch is I got to visit the actual ranch, and I got to go into the small little church out there, and one of the most beautiful things is this painted tree on the wall, and it shows names of the parents, the house parents that have been there, the house parents that have made a difference in the kid's life. And you know, there's so many kids that have a need to be taken care of, and that it's getting that need is getting bigger and bigger. And one of the things I love about Second Chance Ranch is that they have a vision. They have a vision to grow and to meet those needs as they arise. And so that's another reason for us to keep giving, because the need is stronger, and I'm so thankful that there's a vision for the kids. You know, we get asked a lot about supporting so many different charities, but the ranch you should support because they are giving back to kids, making a difference, and their passion is real. They love these kids. They're going to protect them. You don't have to worry that your money is not going to be used for the kids. The people that run Second Chance Ranch have integrity, and the money goes for the kids.
Welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Our special guest, Daily Operations Director for SecondChanceYouthRanch.org, Rachel Hubbard. And on this show, we're specifically talking about foster parenting, not really about what we're doing at the ranch as much as how we at the ranch can help our viewers solve the foster care problem in the state. And two different aspects of that. Number one, foster care. Number two, therapeutic foster care. Did I say two? And number three, adopting. And number four would actually be mentoring. So there's something for everybody.
Absolutely.
And if you can't do any of that, there's opportunities to serve. There's opportunity to come out and volunteer. So many opportunities to engage in making a difference in the lives of young people. And for the first time at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV, I have a cheat sheet because there is so much going on within our state. And listen to this, Rachel, you put this together. Each year, more than 400,000 children in the nation are involved in foster care. Now that's huge, but listen to this, 4,478 approximately, that's approximately, of those kids are in Arkansas. Now that's also a really big problem, but what you put here is if one person from every 3 churches, just one family in every 3 churches in Arkansas would take one child from foster care, it would solve the problem.
Absolutely. Isn't that crazy to think about?
And we know firsthand, this is not to scare you, but to inspire you, that so many people that foster fall so deeply in love with those children that many of them then choose to take the next step, and that's to adopt.
Sure. Absolutely.
And so that doesn't mean you have to.
No.
But you know what? Our kids in our state are crying out. They're praying for a family to foster them or a family to adopt them. And at Second Chance Youth Ranch, we're a series, we're a town of foster homes. That's all we are. We're not a group home, we're a series of foster homes, but we want to expand it into the community and around the state. So tell me a little bit about therapeutic foster care, because that's really what this program is about. How are the responsibilities divided between the foster home, the therapeutic foster home, and the responsibility of us at the ranch and our clinical staff? How's that divide up?
So our therapeutic foster parents will take care of the daily needs of the child, parenting them to and from school, helping with homework, meals, getting them to basketball practice.
Being a mom and a dad.
Being a mom and a dad.
Yeah.
And we will come alongside and do whatever we can to make that process easier. And we will also provide emergency intervention, training, support, counseling.
Actually, even through the process, you walk them through the process, even coming to their home, talking to them.
Yes.
Just helping any way that we can. And then making sure that everything's ready. When the child arrives, we don't leave them on their own.
Right. It's very different than typical foster care because somebody is literally walking every step of it with you. You're never alone in the process. You have all the help you need.
Yeah, the thought of it is a little bit overwhelming if you've never done this before. But once you kind of get your feet wet, you know, it's really life-changing, not just for the children, but for the parents and the family itself. It just radically impacts your life.
It changes your worldview so much. And you know, the biggest reason that people give me of why they don't foster is because they think, well, I'll get too attached and I couldn't say goodbye. And I'm telling you, that's exactly who we need. These kids deserve somebody to get too attached. I hope it's hard for you to say goodbye when they leave. I hope you cry and you just have a hard time with that and it's heartbreaking, because they deserve somebody to care that much.
Well, I read this the other day. If we cared as much for children in foster care as we do our pets, we would radically change our nation. You know, that we love our pets, but who doesn't get a pet and say, well, we can't have a pet because someday the pet won't stay with us.
Right.
The pet may pass away. But you do it anyway.
You know, love does hard, scary things.
Yes, it does. Love makes you vulnerable.
Yeah.
I remember when we took in our first foster child when I was a little boy. I think I was 7 or 8 years old. And her name's Tina Marie. And I remember my sister, Paula, maybe my little sister, Pam, she was pretty young, crying that Tina was adopted. And my mother, I remember my mother going in and saying, dry your eyes. We talked about this. This is why we're doing this. And if you can't dry your eyes and we can't deal with this, we won't do any more children. Well, about 115 kids later, Mom was still doing fostering. So God gives us the ability to love unconditionally, to make the difference, and just like raising a teenager, learn to let go.
Yeah.
These lives will never be the same. So what kind of locations? What's our parameters for us at Second Chance Youth Ranch as a therapeutic foster care placement agency, support agency? What's kind of the radius?
We're looking for homes maybe about a 30-mile radius from the heart of Bryant.
Well, I'm 35 miles. Will you take me?
If you're real good, maybe.
35, 36, we'll do it.
Right, exactly. We want to work with people. We want to make this happen. We just want to be sure that they're close enough to get the support they need.
So what do we do for our viewers? Because we have viewers not just in the state, but in neighboring areas of neighboring states. How can they become a part of fostering and therapeutic foster care? Where would we support them? Can they just contact us at secondchanceyouthranch.org?
Yes, absolutely. They can contact us. We can recommend them to maybe a different agency that's close to them and hook them up with some of our partners, or they can certainly support what we're doing from anywhere.
Yeah. So just because you live somewhere other than Central Arkansas, this program, fostering, is a national issue.
Absolutely.
And we want to help you help young people. I pray that you will contact us and let us reach out and help you find the resources that you need so you can impact this generation and we can make a difference. We'll be right back right after this brief break.
A mission field around you is filled with young hearts needing a forever family. And at Second Chance Youth Ranch, our team is committed to providing healthy, stable, loving homes and families to hurting children in the Arkansas foster care system and those up for adoption. Please contact us if you feel the tug at your heart to help foster or adopt, and find out the steps you could take to help fulfill a child's lifelong dream. Maybe you can't foster or adopt, but you could help. The need for thousands of children in the system is staggering. But with the help of faithful partners and business alliances, we are meeting those needs right now. Would you help us make a difference? Every gift, regardless of size, impacts a child's life directly and helps provide for a home in the gap right now. Visit the Second Chance Youth Ranch website at 2CYR.org to read more, watch the stories, and to make a contribution for a hurting child's care. Monthly partners are needed, so please contact us right away. And as you partner with this ministry, you are partnering with the Heavenly Father that has promised to be Father to the fatherless. God bless you for helping Second Chance Youth Ranch.
Hi, I'm Zachary Clay. This is my wife, Chelsea Clay, and we are foster parents with Second Chance Youth Ranch here in Saline County, Arkansas. And we just want to take a minute to express to you the importance of becoming involved in foster care. I grew up a little bit in foster care, and my wife, she had a troubled childhood, and we just have so many similarities with these kids and the struggle that they go with, and so we can really connect with them. And what is great about working here at the ranch is that the experiences you have had in life can connect with these children also. We're looking to make an impact for them. Second Chance Youth Ranch is unlike any foster care home that I've ever been in my whole life. That we have therapeutical specialists, we have educational specialists. It's just, they have the whole works here. It's a phenomenal place to work at, to live at, and we would just love to be able to answer any questions you might have if you are interested in getting involved in either adoption or foster care, or maybe you even have a family member whose child is having to be placed in the system and you're wanting to take care of them. We can help you answer those questions, walk you through the process. We know what it's like to be there.
So contact us at Second Chance Ranch.
Welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch. In this program, we're specifically talking about therapeutic foster care and foster care in general, but we're really focusing on therapeutic care. So, Rachel, that really begs the question, what kind of child would typically be within the therapeutic foster care program?
These are going to be our kids that have a little bit higher needs than maybe a typical foster child, but not so much that they're unsafe or completely unstable.
So if someone's watching and they have children, and their children sometimes don't do what they're told, sometimes they might pitch a hissy fit, maybe a little meltdown, go to their room, shut the door, not want to talk. Is that kind of some of the things that a child in therapeutic foster care may act out?
It is, yeah, absolutely. And these are kind of our kids who just they've been attention deprived. They haven't gotten their needs met by parents, and so they need a little bit more attention, a little more bonding and relational type things, and that's what we're going to train our parents to do.
So in Christianity today, one word that pops up from time to time is an intentional Christian living, being intentional.
Yeah.
So in this case, we would call it intentional parenting.
Exactly right.
Where you're aware that these children are coming and they've got some detachment disorders and they've not learned how to trust. And our staff is going to help you build the bridge of trust.
That's exactly right. We teach you how to parent in such a way that when you discipline, it makes the child closer to you instead of pushing them further away. Things like that. Everything is based on a trauma-informed, evidence-based approach that really emphasizes relationship.
Well, I've said many, many years, rules and regulations without relationship equals rebellion. And that's true in parenting. It's true in foster parenting. So everything, really Christianity is relational.
It is, very.
People don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. And so with therapeutic foster care, it's really helping these children learn to trust and to learn that people do actually care and they can succeed. They can overcome some of that emotional trauma.
Yes, absolutely.
So do people that want to be foster parents and therapeutic foster parents, can they work outside the home? Can they have children of their own?
Yes, absolutely they can do those things. And we will talk to them, evaluate their family. We want to make sure that it's a good fit for them and their children and their schedule, and a good fit for our babies too. So we'll walk them through that evaluation process and make sure that it's a good fit for everyone.
What kind of practical requirements are there?
So you have to have at least a high school education or equivalent. You have to provide 3 references, and one of them has to be a pastoral reference.
Need an extra bedroom?
You do need a bedroom. That would be good.
Can the therapeutic child share a room with another child if the room's so many square feet, big enough?
We typically don't recommend that, but it would depend on the children's ages and kind of what that specific mix was. So sometimes, usually we'd rather them have their own room.
Both parents can work outside the home.
They can.
And that's really preferred because we want it to be a home.
Right, right.
These children, many of them have never truly experienced what a healthy family really is.
That's right.
And in our typical families today, so many moms and dads both work. I noticed in some of your comments and notes that I read, you said they need to have a flexible schedule. But that simply means if a foster child needs to go to the doctor, you take them to the doctor. If they need to go to an appointment,
their therapy sessions and things like that. There's a little bit more just to-do list with a child who's in a lot of therapy and receiving a lot of support services.
Therapy services would probably be provided in the evening, or like a doctor's appointment in the day, or maybe both?
It could be both, a mixture of both. And some of them will be provided in the family's home so that they can just stay comfortable. Mom can be cooking dinner. We can be doing a therapy session with the kid. It's really a lot easier to fit in than you might think it would be.
And that kind of therapeutic services through our case management team is really, really beneficial because they're in a familiar setting.
Yes, oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, as a pastor, I find there are people at church that are not very outgoing. They're kind of introverted, very quiet. But if you call them on the phone, very talkative. If you sit in their living room and just have a Coke or a cup of coffee, very, very engaging. And so we find that therapeutically, that's really the best setting is not a professional setting like an office, but just sitting around while mom's cooking and have conversations.
Right. And you know, the parent can say, I keep having this behavior, what's something I could do to help? And we can be in the home and evaluate and give tips and pointers, and you know, we may be helping with homework. We're just there to help. So.
What kind of family would be a good fit specifically for the therapeutic program?
So we need a family that is somewhat flexible, willing to change schedules when they need to, willing to kind of adapt our practice model and the type of parenting approach that we do. We want people with Christian values that understand the importance of passing that on to the children in their home. And you could be single to do this too. It doesn't have to be a married couple.
We have experienced and know firsthand that when someone has a relationship with Jesus Christ, a personal, intimate relationship, it changes everything in your life, how you see life, how you understand what love is.
Yes, absolutely.
And so we're so glad that you're watching this program. And I know you've got tons of questions, but that's why we're here. That's why we're on the air. Go to 2CYR.org or contact us at 501-594-5200. Ask Amanda to patch it through to Rachel. We would love to hear from you. And maybe therapeutic foster care is not your thing. Maybe that's just not a good fit. Maybe it's not fostering. Maybe you're interested in adoption or even mentoring or volunteering. There are so many opportunities that you can be involved and be engaged. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear how God's touching your life, how we can pray for you. And we'd love for you to sow a seed into this ministry that's changing lives every day at Second Chance Youth Ranch. So until next week, we'll see you right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. God bless.